Hello all and welcome to my brand new channel, The Cloud Planet. I shall bring you some basic concepts of the cloud and will slowly deep dive further. So before wasting any time, let us start. So the very first question that must be striking in your mind, what is the cloud? So I'm showing you one graphical view of the cloud. I'm sure you're keen to understand what cloud must be or how to configure the cloud. So we will slowly go into that in my another videos. So let us first understand what are the typical workflow or why the cloud is required. What are the applications, how the applications are traditionally configured. Let us understand what are the applications. Applications can be any programs or softwares that can be accessed by your desktop or your laptop or your smartphone or your tablet. So how these applications are configured? So application configurations required the development resources, and the development resources are consist of the application and web servers, your database servers, and it required programmers to program those applications. So what are the infrastructure resources it required? So to configure the application or web servers or database servers, we need infrastructure resources. So these infrastructure resources are consist of your servers, your storage devices, and your network devices. So if you are working in an IT company or IT enabled services company, if you go to the infrastructure, this is a typical infrastructure which they follow. So there are infrastructure resources, there are development resources, and there are end users. So let us understand each factor in detail. So let us focus on the infrastructure resources first. So in the infrastructure resources, first part is your servers. So we applications need a compute. So these computes are coming from your physical servers, your chassis, your rack servers. So this is the typical infrastructure, which is still getting followed. So they are having some disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages of this typical infrastructure? So first is your space consumptions. It's obviously required a space to place your servers in your data center. Then it required power to power your servers, your chassis. Then this power again requires a maintenance, it requires redundancy. Then the wiring comes. There has to be complicated wiring has to be laid because there are servers which gets connected to the network devices, to the storage devices. Then the security, not the software security I'm talking about the physical security. As the servers are crucial, you need to have the CCTV or access control system. Then the fire protection, you need robust fire protection for all these devices. Then the most importantly, you have to manage all these hardwares, and you need a system administrators to manage all these things. So there is a lot of, the biggest part is a lot of money involved in this because the space is required. You're spending lakhs of rupees on the purchase of the physical server, chassis servers. There has to be a lot of headache in the capital, on the capital part. So similarly, we are having the storage. So the cons are remain same. It requires space and the power, wiring, security, and protection. But the devices are different. They require SAN storage, you require SAN switches. These all equipments are very much costly. So you require again storage admins to manage all these storage devices. Then the backbone of the infrastructure is a network. You need to uh, manage all these network devices, your switches and routers. Lots of cabling you need to lay. Then you need a network, so much of network engineers to manage all this network. Then the cons are same here. So these are very much these are all the disadvantages of having the physical data center or managing the physical data center in your premises. So if you must have understood the infrastructure resources. Now let's understand the development resources. So using the infrastructure resources, we develop on top of that infrastructure resources. We develop a application of web servers, some database servers, and using those developers develop the application which we use. So this is a typical overview of your uh, existing infrastructure or existing IT services. So we have already discussed about the disadvantages of having the traditional infrastructure. So we have to manage all the servers and all the equipments. Then we have to manage all the development resources as well. So how cloud can be beneficial? So cloud can replace all these things. That means your infrastructure, you can build your infrastructure in your cloud, you can have your development services in your cloud. So how it can be beneficial, let us understand. Let us compare with our traditional infrastructure. So first is, there is no space required, there is no power required, as there is no space, there are no physical servers involved, there are no wiring as there are no physical servers, no need of your physical security, then you have no need of fire protection services, just you need a minimal administration here. So so this was just an overview of the current infrastructure in our organization and the benefits of the cloud. So we'll be starting the cloud understanding from next video. Till then, do comment and subscribe to my channel.